are in Jack's Cafe, and joining us now is the man who created Health Craft Cookware, who's been trying for so long to teach me to cook, and I'm catching on, too. The third best cook in America, Mr. Charles Knight, and cookbook author, I might add. Wait, just...
No, you're not.
1 second before we go any farther, I've got to check on our part-time producer here, our temp. Joe, is everything okay?
Everything's fine, sir.
I was looking there a moment ago. You looked like you knew what you were doing, so that's good.
Okay.
All right. Has no idea, no clue, just like Joe, our regular Joe. All right.
It's true.
Now, you're going to do a tuna today, right?
They really should change the name of your Jack's Cafe to Jack's Mess.
Like in the Army, a mess.
Yeah,
mess
well,
hall.
not really that kind of mess, but well, maybe that's what they mean. I don't know.
Oh, you got your board with a
Yes.
spit bowl, I see.
Yeah, with spit bowls right here. We're ready to go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. We've got a great recipe that is absolutely the most delicious thing you've ever had in your life.
The most delicious thing I've ever had in my life?
Yes. What we're going to do
a day to
is
remember.
we are going to make a marinade, and what you are going to do today is you're going to learn how to use a knife.
Oh, boy.
Okay?
I don't...
All right. Now, I am going to teach you how to slice an onion for this marinade.
No, I know how
now,
to
you
do
already
that.
know how to do that.
Yeah, you take the corner or the ends
No.
off.
No.
That's not right?
No, that's if you're going to run it through a food processor. Cut it from top to bottom.
Like this?
Yeah, make sure you get your fingers out of the way. That'll
Okay.
do good. All right, that's a ugly looking onion, but we can use that.
All right.
All right, you want to make sure you leave the root on.
Leave the root on?
Leave the root on. And then you just peel this back like you see here.
Oh.
All right, actually, you're supposed to be doing this.
Just take off the...
All right, yes.
Kind of like peeling an egg.
Now, just like that, throw that in the spittoon.
Okay.
No, you're back over here. Take that off. Okay, now, what you've got to do is you've got to make 3 slices this way in the onion.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's 3 slices like this?
No, slices this way, like this. You got to go like this. See, just lay it on the board like you see here.
Oh, I
Cut
can do
into
that.
it like that, again, and then once more. Watch your fingers.
Okay.
Don't go through the root.
Well, you didn't say that. We just went through the root.
You went through the
Is
root.
that bad?
Yes, you ruined the onion.
Uh-oh. Well, you want to do another one?
No, it's too late.
Okay.
What we'll do is we use half of that onion. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the next thing you do is you slice down this way.
Slice down
Yes.
that way? Are we turning this into a pretty onion or something?
No, what we're trying to do is we're going to try
How far
to
do we
dice
go
it.
down?
What you want to do is you want to take the end of the knife and you just kind of go like this all the way across the onion. Okay?
Oh, okay. All the way
All right,
across.
this
huh?
is dicing. Yes.
I'm going to have trouble hanging
Move
on
your
to this
fingers.
in a minute. Whoops. There we go. Whoops.
Ooh.
Now, what do you do over here? I can't get my finger on it.
You're dangerous. Okay, now, see, what you've got is you've got it sliced this way,
Yeah.
right? You've got it sliced this way, so now you're ready to cut. What you do is you use your knuckle as a guide, you see, and you just cut down like you see here, and that's how you get diced onions.
That's so
Wanna
easy.
try that?
Well, yeah, let me use my knuckle as a guide.
Yes, use your knuckle as a guide. Not put your knuckle in the way, but use your knuckle as a guide.
Whoops, these things are flying all over the place.
You know, I could have had this whole thing marinated by now. You know?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah,
All right,
anyway,
we got it
all right.
diced and
Now,
sliced.
if you want to make it a little bit finer, what you do is you just take your knife and you rock it back and forth like this, or you can do what I do. And what that does is that actually minces the onion. Okay, now to that, I'm going to do this quickly because we will be into Oprah Winfrey. That's probably how you beat her in the ratings, I think, because you were actually on her show. All right, now, same thing with garlic. What you want to do with garlic,
Pulverize the
right?
clove.
You pulverize, cut a little bit like this, right? Then you kind of go back and forth like this, and you wipe the knife on the garlic. The garlic's sticky, see? And you get a nice fine cut. Now
I'll be darned.
that we've done that,
Right.
let me show you how to marinate the tuna steak.
We're going to marinate the tuna steak.
Take the
and
tuna steak.
This is going to be the best thing I have ever eaten, you
Ever
promised.
tasted, yes.
The best thing I've ever tasted.
Now, what you want to do is we want to put the onions in here. Let me get them in here because you're so slow. We'll be into the 10 o'clock movie tonight. All right, now, what you want to add to that, you want to add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce.
3 tablespoons of soy sauce.
Don't measure, just guess.
Just guess
Yeah,
what it is?
It's not really important. It's
How many
not-
teaspoons in a tablespoon? Okay.
All right?
That's 1.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Okay?
There's 2.
All right, you got to do it quickly because we're down to a couple
3.
of seconds here. Okay.
Okay.
A little bit of oil. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of oil.
All
If I
right.
could open this.
Hang on.
I can't open that. There you go.
Joe, can you get this thing up?
No,
Oh, you
it's
got it?
open. It's open. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, not too much because that's where you get all your fat from.
Okay.
And then you put a little bit of hot sauce in.
Very little, I would imagine.
Very little.
Whoa, ho,
I like it hot.
Hold
Last but not least.
I can tell you this ain't going to be the best tasting thing I ever had.
Or not last but not least, put the juice of a lemon in here.
And the lemon
Let
itself.
it marinate. And then see in here, this is fresh thyme from my garden.
Ah.
All right, that's all fresh. All you do is you take these and you peel the leaves off and throw them in here. And then what it looks like after it's marinated for about 24 hours. You don't have to marinate it 24 hours, but you can, is it looks like this. Can you smell that?
Oh, I sure can.
Isn't it delicious?
It smells as
right?
pretty as anything I've ever had.
Drop it into a hot skillet. No grease, no fat, no butter, nothing.
Hold this a second. Just 1 second. And then I say, pardon me, sir, have you got the time?
Yes.
I had to do that.
Oh, here, how about this? Time is on your side.
Okay.
Okay, in a few minutes we're
We
going
don't
to be
have
out
the time.
We'll be,
Let's move.
we'll be out of time. Okay, now, watch what we're going to do here. You ever get these little yellow squash you don't know what to do with?
Happens to me all the time.
So they're so little. What you do is just save them up in your refrigerator for about a week. Cut them like you see here. We're going to actually roast these.
You're going to roast
right?
your squash?
You're going to roast your squash.
Or squash your roast.
Right?
That's another menu, another thing.
I think we need to take a break or something. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll be back in a moment and come to the conclusion of the greatest thing I have ever tasted in my whole life.
Coming up tomorrow, some really cool cats.
Have you heard that AT&T is sponsoring the U.S. Olympic team?
Yeah, I think I've heard something about that.
I think that's great. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. So we're celebrating with a special offer when you switch to AT&T.
Cool.
Switch before August 4th, and we'll send you this set of collectible Olympic team keepsakes.
These are great looking.
I'm kind of partial to the swimmer.
You can use them to make prepaid calls worth up to 45 free AT&T minutes.
Prepaid calls? I would definitely use it.
Just give us a call. And don't forget to ask about AT&T True Reach Savings.
True Reach.
Yeah, it's another way to save with AT&T. You get 25% off your U.S. calls when you spend just $25 a month.
I'm looking for the fine print.
No fine print. You can call anyone, anytime. And you're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill. AT&T long-distance directory assistance calls, collect calls you receive, even fax and modem calls.
How can you remember all that?
They're real pros.
So far, so good. I would just like to see that savings specified.
No problem. With AT&T, you see your savings right on your AT&T phone bill.
I like the idea that I can look at my bill, look at the bottom, and figure out very quickly how much I saved that month.
You also get AT&T's world-class customer service, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They deserve a medal.
Well, thanks. I'm gonna switch back to AT&T.
How do I make this phone call?
All you have to do is call 1-800-PICK-ATT.
That's it?
That's it. And you'll get these limited edition Olympic team keepsakes good for up to 45 free minutes.
You call, you get AT&T.
You'd also get to keep the commemorative.
And stay a little closer to the people you love.
I call my mother every week.
Call her more often.
Call her more often.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So, you ready to switch?
We're ready.
But remember, you do have to call soon.
Timing is everything.
And I wouldn't just call right now.
Wow, I think you just set a new world record.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
I can tell you what, if we had smell-o-vision, you would be one excited person right now because this really smells good, and
Isn't
it
that
looks
great?
like a steak.
Almost
or
looks like a
something
piece of steak, yeah.
It does
Now,
look like a
all
big
you've
piece
got to do is cook this like 3 minutes on one side, flip it over. The whole key is you do not want to overcook this. Matter of fact, this is about a 3/4 of a pound of steak. I wouldn't cook this for any more than 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah,
Most.
maybe 6 minutes most. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to finish this. Anytime you want a flat surface on your vegetables, that's how you get it.
Cut the bottom off.
Cut the bottom off. We're going to cut the bottom off, we're going to cut the top off, and it exposes everything inside, and then you just cut this out like you see here.
Kind of like gutting it, huh?
Yeah, and what you do is you go and you lay it open, and then you can cut these ribs off,
Oh.
like you see here.
Yeah.
You see, so you can clean this out real good, and then you can either slice it, dice it, do whatever you want. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to actually roast the peppers with this.
Oh, you're turning
Now-
that into a vegetable.
Yes. We're going to roast peppers with the tuna steak. Isn't this smell great?
Yeah,
Okay?
it does.
Now, last but not least,
You're going to roast the lettuce.
I keep the hearts of my romaine lettuce.
You really
and
are going to roast the
I'm
lettuce.
going to roast the lettuce too. We're going to stick this on the top like you see here. And in the meantime, I'm going to have you make the dessert. So we're going to cook an entire meal.
I'm doing a dessert?
Right, you're going to make a dessert. What I need you to do is take the yogurt, all right?
Yeah.
And to that yogurt, I want you to mix maple syrup.
Maple syrup?
Yeah, maple syrup.
Okay, how much?
As much as you like. If you want it sweet, this is a non-fat. No, put it in.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
Oh.
That's good. Okay, it's good. Now we're going to mix it up real good. Put the blueberries in the cup.
Put the blueberries in the cup?
Put the blueberries in the glass.
The
Okay,
wine.
this is called a maple cream, and there's no fatness whatsoever. You should taste this.
Oh, blueberries kind of got away from me there.
Okay,
Wait a
put the
minute.
blueberries in here.
Okay. Oh, there go a couple of blueberries.
Watch. How's that?
Ah, good.
Is that better?
Excellent. Wait a
Good,
minute.
thank you.
Got a dead blueberry
I
here.
still can't believe this man's going to open a restaurant.
I'm
Okay,
not going to be
now-
running it. I'll be eating there. Oh,
This
that
is-
looks good.
This is maple cream. And see, I haven't used a lot of dishes or a lot of bowls. I've got one pan,
Wait a
one
minute,
glass.
wait a minute, what's-
Very simple.
What's the wine for?
Well, see, every time before I come on a show, I drink about 3/4 of a bottle of wine. Now I've decided to bring it on the show with me because sometimes you're nerve-wracking.
Okay, I got it.
Anyway, all right, now, see how this is nice and it's nice
Now,
and tender?
Why did you? Oh, that made it tender.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
nice and tender. And you're going to eat these. These greens are absolutely. You can use collard greens if you like.
Oh, I love collard greens.
Tuna steak in the center.
How about turnip greens?
Turnip greens are
Oh,
even
I
better.
love turnip greens.
I love turnip greens too. Look at this. There's your
How
yellow
about
squash.
Mustard greens. Mustard greens?
Mustard green.
I love mustard
Do you?
greens.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, there is your. Oops, one got away from me.
That's
There's
right.
your entire meal done right before your eyes.
The
And
best
that's
meal.
cooked in 5 minutes.
That is incredible.
Isn't that incredible?
Let me get Joe over here so you can look like you know what you're doing.
Here you go, Joe.
You've been here 20 years, you say, in this country?
Yeah.
In the Tampa Bay area? The whole time?
Yeah.
That's terrific. Okay, but originally he is from England, in spite of the fact he's got USA on his hat. Just step on over here, Joe. This is the other thing producer has to learn to do, is suck up to the chefs and get a lot to eat. So just step right in. There's a little fork. You can give this thing a try.
Whichever you want. You can
It's-
have the tuna, the dessert, the roast vegetables, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice big piece of tuna.
Isn't that
That's
nice?
great.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Is that good?
Is that hot? Is it burning in your mouth?
No, it's good.
Is
Okay,
that
I
delicious?
certainly hope not. You get to try the dessert here. By the way, if you'd like a copy of the recipe, tuna with grilled vegetables, you can write for it at Box 1932, Tampa 33601. That's tuna with grilled vegetables, Box 1932, Tampa 33601. Boy, you're really having a
Tastes like steak, doesn't it?
little thing over
Is
here.
that
What's
delicious?
that? You want to try try the dessert? Yeah, go ahead with the tuna. Now you can try the dessert. Here, you can wipe your hands on my... Yeah, on that. That'll be fine. Okay, get into the dessert. You got to try
You
that
can wipe
now.
it off on Jack's shirt because that's where he usually wipes his food.
This is... Is that not the best thing you've ever
I love
eaten?
the recipe.
Isn't it
Okay,
great?
you can get the recipe. Thank you, Joe. You go back and produce again now. And Charles, we'll see you next week. Back with more in a moment on Harris Live. Don't go away.